Hi. So Jace is home from school today. I kept him home this morning because he had such bad OCD. He refused to get dressed in school clothes, and so he's in his pajamas, which wouldn't be the worst thing to send him to school in pajamas, but he also wouldn't wear shoes. And we live in Utah and it's snowy outside, and he wouldn't wear a coat. And trying to force it was like the end of the world. So I just decided not to push it, especially because we got his swabs back from last week and found out that he has two infections. One is staph in his sinuses. Um, and staph is something that normally grows in your body, but his is grown to the point where it's pathogenic. And then the other is diphtheroids. We're not sure exactly which bacteria. It's in the same family as diphtheria, which is why about a month ago we thought he had diphtheria because he swabbed with the same thing. However, it's not diphtheria, thankfully. It's a bacteria that's in the same family as diphtheria, but not diphtheria. And normally, this is also harmless in normal people, but in people with weakened immune systems, babies, elderly people, and just people with bad immune systems, these things can become harmful. And so he has two of these right now in his sinuses, showing that he has pathogenic infections of both. We are still waiting to put him on antibiotics because they had to order a sensitivity kit to find out what antibiotics both infections would be susceptible to. Apparently, the diphtheroids can be resistant, and we want to make sure that we get him on something that would cover both of them. So, in the meantime, we are just living with PANS. Um, so, the good thing about this is that since both of these are normally harmless in regular people, but people with weakened immune systems, this could be proof to further show our insurance that he needs IVIG. So I talked to our doctor yesterday. He's going to reorder it with this information and the Cunningham panel results. And we are crossing our fingers that this time we'll get approved. It's really just frustrating. I'm feeling really frustrated lately because I just feel like we put him on azithromycin, I said last week, before we knew what he had. And while he didn't get better, he also didn't get worse. And since he's been off the azithromycin for 2 days since we found out the swab results and have been waiting for the sensitivity test results, he's actually gotten worse, which makes me think, well, maybe the azithromycin was helping. And if it doesn't cover these infections, then what other infection is in his body that it was covering? It's just always a guessing game, and it's really frustrating to not know what he has inside of him that's tipping the scales at the moment. You know, it seems like multiple infections are a common thing, and finding the right antibiotic for each one is tricky. And then sometimes the antibiotics themselves cause him to have nausea, or we've had lots of yeast infections in the past because the antibiotics can also kill the good bacteria in your gut and you get overloads of yeast. And so we always have to counteract it with tons of probiotics and fluconazole, all kinds of things to just make sure that he doesn't get the yeast problem. And then when you take antibiotics a lot, like these kids do, it can also suppress your immune system. And that just makes the process worse. You know, it's like a cycle. You know, you treat them with antibiotics, suppresses their immune system, which makes them more susceptible to all these infections. And it's just like the never ending cycle. So I am feeling very frustrated right now. And I want to end this cycle, and I'm still hoping that IVIG is the answer. So I guess part of the cycle is also that he goes to school. And I know a lot of these kids are homeschooled, but I feel like it's really important for Jace to go to school because he's also been diagnosed with autism, and he needs the social interaction so that he can learn social skills as well as education. And honestly, I need the break. Like, I would go crazy if I had him every single day, all day, every day without help. I just couldn't handle it. I'm not that good of a mother. So I need the break. He needs to go to school, but then he just picks up all kinds of bugs at school and brings them home and continues the cycle again. So cross your fingers that our insurance approves our IVIG and we can get the treatment that we need to end this crazy cycle battle with PANS, and that he will start improving. And every cold flu season, our holidays aren't ruined with PANS flares. So that's our quick update. I have another short video. I just wanted to show that right now he has, he gets flares of redness in his cheeks that I've noticed in the last couple weeks, as well as these little pimples that they just look like zits on his face. But apparently that is a sign of the staph infection, and he's had these in the past and I didn't know about it, so I want to make sure you see it if you can. His cheeks aren't red today, but they were the other night. But red face, or redness on the skin, can be a sign of inflammation and infection. And then these little pimples, apparently staph can cause pimples or lesions or things like that, and these pimples are part of his staph infection. So I just want to make sure you see that, because on this journey I have learned so much, and so through these videos I want to give you guys as much of that information as I can, so that you... Okay, we want to see the little red dots on your top lip. So I wanted to get him and show you that, and I guess he has one on his bottom lip too now. Another thing that can be a sign of strep that I didn't know, and I never would have known this, but you can have strep growing in like crevices on your body, on your skin, that you can see. So I went in to the doctor with my kids, and 2 of my kids had strep growing behind their ears. I didn't know this was possible. So that, and it looks kind of like a light brownish scab that grows in like the creases, like the of your ears, and I guess it can grow in other crevices. But like these things, like if I had known this before, it just can make your life so much easier and help you nail down what it is that you're treating, because that is always the question. What are we treating? What's the flare from? So I hope you find this helpful. Remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a mom. I'm just trying to give you guys information that I wish I had had when I first started out on this PANS journey. Thanks for following Jace's journey. I hope these videos are helpful. If you ever have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I try to get back to people right away. But please subscribe to my channel and share our videos and help us spread awareness for PANS and PANDAS, because there's not going to be a change in the medical community unless the parents force it. So help us spread awareness. Thanks.